Hey, what's up guys? My name's Xtac and today is October 17th, 2021. In today's video, we're going to be keeping it a little on the down low because we'll be talking about the newly announced Geo character Arataki Itto. The only official information we have so far is the tweets that miHoYo gave out on October 11th, which pretty much just gave us his official sprite art, but there's been a fair amount of digging in the leak and data mining community, so I wanted to talk about that today. Unfortunately, I won't be able to provide you with the footage of his development gameplay since miHoYo does take action and make copyright claims, but let's just say it's out there, and at the time of making this video, I could easily find it on both YouTube and Google search. Anyways, why does this matter to you? Well, the reason miHoYo has generally tried to prevent leaks in the past is because knowledge is power. If we, the gacha players, have as much information as possible about the future state of the game, we can make the most informed decisions about who to pull for and when to save. So I'm going to use some good old Microsoft Paint to describe what I saw in the leaked videos, which look extremely real, and I would say it's pretty much impossible to fake video footage like this without access to the code base. Again, please remember to take everything I say with a grain of salt since nothing is official until it actually happens. Okay, so Arataki Itto. He's a claymore user, his main stat is going to be defense, so building him should be pretty easy, and the white blind claymore will probably be one of the best 4-star weapons for him, like Noel. His E seems to summon a cow buddy that acts something like Fischl's Birdie or Shangling's God Buddy, Bear Buddy. This cow seems to give you stacks of something called Superlative Strength, which I'll just call SS. I don't think the cow attacks, but it does have a taunt. His Q transforms his weapon into a giant club, much like how Raiden's Q transforms her polearm into a sword, and then all of his attacks from then on become gigantic AoE swings. Also, his weapon becomes infused with the Geo element, and all his normal attacks give SS stacks as well. And very briefly, Superlative Strength stacks are supposedly going to make his charge attacks not cost stamina, so his charge attack is probably going to be pretty strong. Lastly, switching characters while in his ult will end his ult. Based on these descriptions and the video evidence, I would say that Itto will likely play as an AoE burst DPS, much like Xiao, but in Geo instead of Anemo. Before Xiao was released, people speculated that because he was Anemo elemented, he would not be very strong compared to Pyro and Hydro reactions power level, but the final scaling that miHoYo gave him turned Xiao into a monster that is probably top 3 DPS in the game since his release. Because Xiao was so good, I have high hopes for Itto. Itto will probably be stronger as a burst DPS than a main DPS since his regular attacks don't do elemental damage, so teams around him will want to make sure his ultimate is always charged up when it is off cooldown. To accomplish this, a Geo battery character like Zhongli will be very strong with Itto, but note that miHoYo is releasing another 4-star Geo support, Goru, in the same patch as Itto. So the question is Itto any good? Well, numbers ultimately determine everything about how strong a character is, so we'll have to wait for the final release to know. But in my opinion, miHoYo has nothing to gain by releasing a weak character, and so much to gain from making him strong. If he is weak or underwhelming, their sales will plummet, and ultimately they don't want that because they have 3,500 plus salaried employees, and presumably bosses that want to turn a profit. I predict that Itto will be a contender for top DPS based on Xiao's release, as well as the fact that the past few characters have been mostly supports and a strong DPS has not really released since Eula in May. Based on the information we have so far, I've already decided that I'm going to go for Itto. I love the element Geo because I think it's the most interesting element, and I love Claymore users. If you aren't sure or you're having trouble between choosing this character or a future character, I fully recommend you to wait for more information, but know that this channel will be pulling for him with this lovely 30,000 saved free-to-play Primogems that I got by giving up on all of Yoimiya, Ball, Kokumi, Childe, and I'll be skipping out on C1 Hu Tao as well. In the meantime, I'll be collecting these Electro Bugs. There's 6 to 7 in the cave under Inazuma City, so I'll be going there every 2 to 3 days to collect these materials and throwing all of my resin into his elegant skill books, according to the data mines. So what will you do? Let me know in the comments, and I'll see you in the next video.